Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Hope you're doing well. I apologize, I am a day late. However, better late than never. We are going to pull 3 cards out. We're going to see what kind of week you've had. We're going to see what kind of week we're looking towards. We're going to have a little bit of a shuffle about and see if we got some negatives or some positives. And if they're compatible or incompatible cards for you today. So let's just move these around. Let's shuffle them up a bit. And let's stop about there. Let's take that one from the bottom, that one from the middle, that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got a white and 2 blacks. And when we see 2 blacks like that, it's easy to get a bit pessimistic and a little bit negative and think, oh no, we've got 2 blacks, oh dear. But we are going to start off with a positive, and black isn't always an attack, just as white isn't always all right. It all depends on the compatibility of the cards when we flip them over. So let's start off with this positive. We have got the ox, the ever-thinking, stubborn and slow-moving ox. Now, the ox can be compatible with the boar to a certain degree. We are seeing it positive here. So I do think that what we've got is your mind is in the right place. Your intentions are in the right place. You are thinking clearly, which is good. But I do see that things are going very, very slowly, which you're not against. It's just potentially they're going too slow for what you need. Like if there was a deadline and you had to get something done by, I don't know, in 3 days. You had to get something done in 3 to 4 days. But where you're at with it, it's still going to take a week to get to that point. So you're kind of running out of time. Things are going too slow. But you're in a positive mindset, so you're thinking, you can make this work. You can adapt. Again, that's just sort of like hypothetical. I mean, this could be open to interpretation in many, many different ways. But that ox is a slow-moving thinker. And I do think that things are going well. I just think potentially you're being halted. And although you're having this positive, optimistic thought that, you know, everything's going to be okay, you're still worried. It's still niggling away at you. You still think that you may encounter trouble somewhere along the way. I think right now as well that you're kind of looking at a sense of freedom that you're worried is going to be taken away by, I don't know, too many rules or sort of, confinement of some description. Almost as if like all summer you've been able to play outside in the sun, and now the weather is changing and it's getting colder and stuff. You're now feeling like you're inside a lot more, and it's a bit of an adjustment. It's something that you've got to get used to, but you've got to think positively about it, because obviously there's no point getting negative over the change of the seasons, because that will get you nowhere. That ox is very stubborn. It is very, very sort of domineering and dominating, and very sort of, I guess in some ways, a bit overbearing for some people. And I think right now you're not experiencing that kind of environment or situation. As I say, it's been kind of like a free-for-all summer, frolicking around in the sun, dancing in the meadows. And now somebody said, come on, it's getting cold, get inside. And now you're thinking a little bit like, well, hold up. When did things become so strict? When did things become so, I don't know, in some ways restricting? And that then leads us to a catalytic moment, because obviously things are changing. Just like summer into autumn, there is a change, a shift. And this is where you're now going to start noticing it. And your optimistic mindset isn't necessarily going to help too much, because you can't change what is already happening, like the ball's already rolling. This is a catalytic moment. This moment is meant to happen. It's always going to happen. It is going to be something that is going to, in some ways, take you from one place to another. Either physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever. You are going to move. But it's not all bad, even though it is in the negative, because the goat is incredibly compatible with the boar. You do get on incredibly well. It's just, it's in that negative. Right now, I think it's been lots of fun. You've had a great time and stuff. But it's now time to stop smelling the roses. It's time to now stop dancing in the meadows. It's now time to stop sort of gazing under the stars, metaphorically. You stare at the stars all you like, but metaphorically, it's time to now stop those things and come inside. Weather is changing. things are changing. It's time to now, and you don't want to accept this. I get that. But you need to be open to new experiences. And to get those new experiences, it's about changing your environment, changing where you are, shifting from one place to another, so you can get the experience from all different places and all different people and everywhere that you go. You know, you may be feeling like you need some emotional support, because as I've used the shift from summer over to autumn as an example, this could be meaning any sort of shift, a relationship breakdown, or, you know, a change of jobs, or just in general a fallout with somebody, or something. This could be something along the lines of everything was great, everything was fine, everything was good, and you had a positive mindset about it, but that change was always inevitable, and it came in. And it did come in slowly, and it was almost agonizingly slow. And it was almost like, well, hold on, when did this rule get put in place? And now why is that? It wasn't like one day someone came in and said, right, everything's changing, this is what's now going to happen. It was one day something was instigated, and then the next day something was phased in, and then the next day something was introduced, and so on and so forth. Things then became more and more obvious that they were changing. We now have that catalytic card to show us that there is now change coming, that there is a shift coming. And I do think your mindset may change towards it. You're going to feel like, you know, this has been forced upon you, thrust onto you. You didn't want this. This is not what you expected. And it's hard to be sort of in that positive mindset. And when I say positive mindset, I don't mean naive or ignorant to it. Like, oh, it's fine, don't worry, it's all good, everything's fine, it's fine, don't worry, it's fine. I'm not talking that. I'm talking a positive mindset in the sense that you even if you could see trouble, even if you could see things breaking down, you didn't lose faith. You didn't lose like the hope that you could, in theory, fix it, change it, hold it together. You kind of had to take a step back from this and analyze it and go, it's okay, I can do it. But up close, where you're not there anymore, you can't see the finer cracks that have started to show, and then those cracks are going to now turn into bigger cracks and move. That's not exactly good, is it? I was going to say, move you into this negative where your mindset is now going to change and how you see things is going to change. And I mean, again, I would love to sit here and say, have a positive mindset, guys, remain optimistic. But you have to have balance, and you have to feel everything. And just as we love to feel laughter and joy and happiness, it is very important that we also feel things like grief and sadness and things like this, because it's about, you know, the experience. It's about feeling the whole range of emotions that we have. And this is now one of those circumstances and situations where you're going to have to. It has to be done this way, because if it isn't done this way, other things can't happen in the future. Opportunities can't happen in the future, you know? New places mean new challenges. New environments mean new experiences, which means more wisdom and gaining knowledge. Meeting people that you're supposed to meet. Meeting, going places that you were supposed to go. And so on and so forth. We take our journeys as it all unfolds. And I know it's going to be very hard, and you're going to be reluctant, dragging your feet as things do shift from a positive mindset over to a more negative one. But this is only temporary. It's only temporary. By next week, it could have changed. And if not, we will go with this. We will process it. We will carry on week by week as we start to see it unfold within the cards, and hopefully be able to give you some stepping stones to get you across this kind of raging river at this time. It's not all bad. I won't say keep your head up. I won't say remain optimistic. I'm going to say you have to feel this one, pig people. It's almost like a relationship has broken down and you didn't want it to. And now you're sad about it because that change has happened, and you'd love to go back and you'd love to fix it and you'd love to hold on to it for a little bit longer. But the finer cracks, they're still there. And therefore it is better to let it crumble and fall. Grieve the wreckage, learn from it, and take that experience to the next place so that it doesn't happen again. And we'll find out how you get on with that this week, won't we, when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the pig next week. I will be back tomorrow with a reading for those born in the year of the rat and the ox. So if you're interested, I'll see you then. If not, no worries. I'll see you next week when we come back and do a reading for you guys again. Thanks for watching. Love and peace.